Quick project this morning. This is an apology project, if you will. A friend of mine called me months back and said, I have a really old black walnut log that I will give to you, but I want to watch you mill it. And I thought, well, that'd be great. You know, black walnut's going to be really heavy, and it'd be great to have a guy there helping me pull the pieces off the mill and everything. So I had a friend go over and get the log. He had a big truck in town at the time, and it turns out it was this little guy here, which is a really cool log, but very small, under 4 feet. So I had it sitting at the base of the mill for months and kept thinking, you know, I need to give him a call and bring him up and we can mill that up. But it would really only take a few minutes to mill it. So I'm sorry, Jim, but the other day I actually milled it and got 5 boards out of it. And I felt very bad about doing it without you being there, but I did take a video of it, and hopefully that'll make up a little bit for breaking my promise to you. And thank you. So we took a piece of that, we cut a bunch of 1x6. There's actually about 5 pieces that we got out of that log. Took a section of it that has a live edge on the front and the end of the stump at the top, and made him this little bookend. His name is Jim, and just Jim is a long story, but he's got a really cool last name, which I won't mention. But he never likes going by his last name. He always says just Jim. So anyways, we're gonna make some sides out of it, bottom and a side out of some cedar, and make them a little bookend. So the first finish is dry. Did a little bit of sand in here just to etch it up a bit, so the next coat will stick. And in between, or after I sand it, wipe it down with a little tack cloth here. Make sure you get into the corners, but you'll see the dust removed from it. You may not on the camera, but as you're sitting here, you can see all the dust getting removed. And once you tack cloth it off, it's ready for another coat. You know, I've mentioned this in other shows, but you certainly don't need a $10 brush that says for, you know, polyurethanes or oil-based paint to do something like this. At least not for the first couple coats. You're just trying to get some varnish on it and then have a base to be able to sand. And I just use these little chip brushes. They're super cheap, about 20 cents a piece, and you can just throw them away when you're done. And I don't necessarily like throwing things away, but I don't want to put a half a quart of mineral spirits into a bucket to try to clean a $10 brush either, when I can just get a box of these for cheap. So, and they work just fine. I mean, as long as you're doing long strokes to get as your finished stroke, it's still going to put it on just as well as an expensive brush. Especially when you're going to be sanding it again anyways and putting on another coat.